watching our video first look at the Mio C310X. This is the 3.5-inch portable GPS navigator, also known as the DigiWalker. The interesting thing about this navigator device, it can work both in cars and also on feet. So you can take the device with you without having it to be plugged into a power outlet, and then you can walk around either on different or bike around with it and take it with you, and you can see your route information as if you were driving. So it's pretty sensitive and accurate in that department. As a 3.5-inch screen, it's also fairly large, and the most appealing thing about this GPS device is its price. At only $200, it's very cost-friendly, and it also provides, of course, voice-guided directions that will tell you when to turn left or right on certain intersections, although it lacks a particular voiceover for street names, so it will only tell you the 500 yards you have to turn left or right instead of the street name that you have to go onto, which is a little bit inconvenient, but overall still a pretty good trade-off. The good thing about the C310, like most Mio devices, it also combines a portable MP3 player into a slim portfolio running on Windows CE, so it's also pretty easily hackable. You can use it as a pocket PC device. As a MP3 player, it works pretty well. You can plug in a pair of 3.5mm jacks and listen to your favorite audio songs. You can also load it onto a built-in SD card reader on the side. You can see here how the maps are also pre-included and loaded onto the unit, so it doesn't actually lose the memory if you take out your SD card, which is also pretty nice. And you can also again expand the memory as you so do desire, and the maps are already built in, unless you want to sync up your maps by plugging it into a computer, which works pretty well. The battery life is pretty good and lasts around I would say a few hours. We have to recharge it, which is decent but not spectacular, especially as an MP3 player. We also would have liked to see the device have more advanced functionalities like a video player and a photo player. Since it's already being marketed as a MP3 player, why not go a little bit further and push back the capabilities of the device to do a little bit more as a multimedia and entertainment device, but unfortunately those functions are not there. Some downsides of this device is that the actual user interface is quite confusing, not as clean to use as any TomTom or Garmin device out there. A lot of clustered interfaces will take up the screen and take some acclimation, although it definitely gets you can definitely get used to it over time. You can also go through different night modes, daytime modes, time modes, recalculation modes, and also it takes you from 3D views to 2D views, which is very interesting. You have a flyover mode, which works very well. GPS signaling is good, but not spectacular. In the Seattle region, it had a little bit of trouble getting a fine reading on the GPS satellites in the city, so it's a little bit might get a little bit confused if you don't have the patience to wait for it to actually load and take the time to learn the menu interface over time. The actual design of the screen has a 320 by 240 resolution, which is bright and easy to read, and it's a matte finish, so you can even see it under direct sunlight. There is no Bluetooth support, but it does include, again, maps of both North America and Canada on board, which is pretty nice, and uses, again, 20-channel receiver for the GPS unit. It's also pretty lightweight at 6 ounces, although not the smallest GPS out there, of course, with the screen real estate, and points of interest can search restaurants, hotels, and also includes maps of Alaska and Hawaii. Taking a closer look at the design here in part 1 of the review is just hardware. We see we have the screen on board. The touchscreen is pretty sensitive despite being a resistive touchscreen instead of being capacitive. The left-hand side features the LED notification indicators for your battery charging modes and the GPS modes, whereas the right-hand side features the power on and off, the menu keys, and the volume rocker switch. The keys are all risen above the surface and are pretty tactile and easy to press overall. The bottom of the device features a 3.5mm headphone jack, a dedicated mini USB for charging and syncing, a reset hole, and also a dedicated power on and off switch. We don't like this power on and off / hold switch because it's very recessed, and in order to press it, you have to have a pen tip or a needle tip to use it, which is unfortunate. The top of the unit houses the aforementioned SD card MMC card slot, and also the GPS antenna, which is slightly protruded. The bottom of the unit features a loudspeaker that is extremely loud, and you won't have any issues with playing back music or even content on it, although it's a mono speaker, so playing back musical content would probably be better if you use your 3.5mm headphone jack instead of the loudspeaker. So overall, it's a pretty good design, pretty lightweight. It comes in colors of both black and white, although the white version is more popularly produced. You can purchase it at Best Buy, also at Amazon.com for the aforementioned price, and it's a pretty good value. And you also get a cradle, of course, for plugging it into the car. We're going to come back in part 2 of this video review and go over the UI experience. Thanks for watching. Here are OS and VTX reviews and OSTechnews.com.